Welcome to ARW. I'm in a talkative mood, so we're going to talk. And I watched Stefan Gustfeder this morning, and somewhere in the middle of his video he had a tap using tutorial, especially for tiny small taps. And it reminded me that I had made a tiny little tap holder like Joe Pazinski uses, and I could have used it on this project, but I never thought about it. In fact, it took me a while to find it, and I'll show it to you and show you how Stefan said for us to use it. Now, a major problem with tapping anything is being lined up and tapping a straight hole. In previous years, I had a lot of trouble tapping a straight hole. I look at it and my eyes must be lopsided because I'd tap a sideways hole. You know? Well, a while back in a video, I made this little guy right here, this little thumb wheel, whatever, like Joe Pazinski's do tapping with, because Joe does it. Well, Stefan says close down your chuck to where that it just fits loosely around the I'm gonna have to loosen it, just fits loosely around the tap, and then when you are real close to what you want to tap, which would be, say, like down here, then you can let the chuck keep you straight on, and this will keep you from putting a lot of pressure on it. Okay? Which brings me to something that I need to explain. I broke off several small taps here lately, but I didn't break them off. I didn't twist them off. The way I broke them was like that, moving my hand across every single one of them with a hand gesture like that. I have maybe some subconscious desire to fail or mess myself up or something, but that's exactly how I broke every single one of them, including back when I started to make one of Mr. Peace Wobbler engines. I had to tap in there, and I reached up and I flicked my fingers across the tap handle like that and popped, there went the tap. And that's what's made me so paranoid about taps. Not that I twist them off, but that I'm going to get clumsy-handed and just knock them off, just wipe them off of the thing. That's my record. All right. Now let's move on to something. We're doing vices, so we're going to get on the subject of vices. So when we bought our first house, I had a little jigsaw, you know, Black & Decker, and I picked up a bunch of 2x12s that I come to find out I wasn't supposed to pick up. But anyway, I got them, I took them home, and I made myself a workbench out of them. And this is the first vise that I ever bought. In fact, it's the only bench vise that I've ever had. And this bird's nest down here, I had really gronked down on it and it busted. The vise busted right there. And for some reason I thought it was cast iron. So I went and bought some rods that were special for cast iron, and I globbed that mess on there. And it's held that way for about 50 years, you know, maybe longer. But that's the only bench vise I've ever had in all this time. I've got a drill press vise and I got a mill vise and like that. But as far as bench vices, that's it. Now, you've heard of ladies in waiting. Well, this is a vise in waiting. It was given to me by someone, and it seems that he used a cheater bar and really bore down on it, and he's sprung the screw or some part of it, and it won't move. So I'm going to have to free it up, get it to moving, and fix whatever's wrong. That's a future project. This thing's been here for a couple of months already, but it's one of those projects that I'm going to do. Now, this is my Craftsman lathe, and these two belts right there, those are the drive belts. And if you'll kind of look at them, I think you'll agree that they're in need of replacement. These are the original belts, been on here since the early 70s, and they're falling apart. Now, this is a project that I want to do here fairly soon, because I feel like it is affecting quality of stuff I machine. And to do that, I have purchased what they call link belts. The belt that looks like that. Of course, this is turned inside out just for now. When you use it, you're supposed to turn it with all these little spikes facing into the pulleys. I've got two of these. The belts on the lathe are 43 inches, and I believe this is supposed to be 48 inches. I've got, like I said, I've got two of them, and they're type A, and of course they're made in China. But we're going to give that a try as a method of replacing the belt, because I don't have to pull that spindle out. Alright, that's a project that's coming up fairly soon. And as you know, this lathe is on wheels, and I've got some metal that I picked up at Metal Supermarket off their scrap pile, and I'm going to put it under the lathe and bolt some steel wheels on under there instead of the ones I've got are actually plastic, and they're not very stable. So this thing should set a lot more stable once I put the steel wheels under it. At least that's my plan. So there you go. That's a little short what's going on around here video. Thanks for watching. If you would please like and subscribe and hit the little bell and all that sort of thing, it would sure help me out a lot. Alright? Bye now. Y'all keep on keeping on.